Believe it or not, I think some of one of the most level-headed statements about the real problem, and this is this fake world that we live in, came from I don't know if you saw on Fox and Friends Saturday morning. Santa Claus was interviewed about it.
I did not see that, but the gentleman you were referring to, I have seen around town.
Yeah, I know him, and he's really committed to his portrayal of Santa Claus.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Very committed.
Like when you see him, you think, so Santa spent the off season right here.
And you also think to yourself, I thought he'd be taller.
All right.
But anyway, he lives in Sylacauga, which is another place where some of this is going on. And I thought his comment, and I don't know what's wrong with us now where we get off track on what the real issue is. And so what we have to do, and now correct me if I'm wrong, did y'all not say that a lot of the people, these complaints coming in that's causing all this are not even coming from the community. They're actually coming from other countries.
Right, overseas. That's where they trace
with
them
the claims and things like that.
So that tells you that's H&D going on, hate and discontent from overseas.
See what it is I do not think, and this was said in the interview in Sylacauga, which is another small town, I don't think that every single Haitian person that comes in your community is a threat to your pets or to you, okay? Nor do I think everybody who comes into our country, even illegally, are a threat to the country, but some are. And that's the problem. There's no vetting. Now, if these people are being vetted and they're just being placed in these communities, you really don't need to come up with this, they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats, they're coming here to practice their black magic on us and things like that. What this guy said, his name is Brian Talton, he said, the problem is we're small towns and we don't have the infrastructure to just have people dumped into our community.
Yeah, 10, 15,000
it doesn't matter whether they mean us ill will or they're dangerous. None of that really matters.
Or their kinfolks.
Yeah, they might be perfectly good people with perfectly good intentions, but that doesn't make the small town situation any easier. Yeah. We don't have what they need. People usually come into these towns, like I know in Sylacauga, it's 12,000 people. He said, normally people come here like 1 or 2, 5, 6. We don't have people just dumped into our community that now need all of our services and things. He goes, we're not set up for this. And he said, the federal government is who y'all need to be mad at, because the federal government right now, we have a border problem, and that border problem is where all this goes back to. And it's not your local city council. It's not whatever. That's where the problem is, because people are being dumped into small towns that are not set up to take them on. Even if they're perfectly here just to try to find a way to make a living and be part of the community, that normally doesn't happen in busloads.
Right.
And they said that's the problem. So I don't even think you need to come up with these stories of eating dogs and cats and they're dangerous. And this is not a good idea no matter what. It's just not a good idea. It's just bad.
Yeah, you couldn't absorb 15,000 close relatives.
No, you're right.
Exactly. Yeah. And that was the point he was making. We're kind of getting off track.
Right.
Because what happens now when you find out these things aren't true, then you think, well, what's the problem? It's a problem whether these things are true or not. That's the point he was making, which I thought was a very wise point.
Yeah.